G'day. There are a lot of cool things about being a granddad. The only trick is in remembering them. But one thing I do remember from about a year ago was an encounter with my first granddaughter, Tilly. At a time in my life when I was pretty much at my wit's end and really wondering what was going on. One morning, sitting in a chair, I hear these little tottering footsteps, and I turn and she's walking towards me with her arms out and a half-sucked biscuit, and she just calls my name and says, "Pa." It's about one of the few words she had. She just wants me to pick her up, and she sits on my lap, and the two of us are together. Now, she has nothing that she wants from me. She has no agenda, just to be with me. And in that, she lets me know I am loved. There's nothing I can really give her, just to let her know she is loved. She does have a half-sucked biscuit to share, but we don't have words to describe what's going on there. And oh my, did I feel like a VIP at that moment. And it brings me to the Bible passage for this week. It's a story that's told in different ways in different Gospels, but Mark does it this way. And listen to the first part. Jesus and his disciples came to a house in Capernaum. There he asked them, "What were you arguing about on the road?" But they kept quiet. Seems they were embarrassed. On the way, they had been arguing about which one of them was the most important person. So Jesus sat down and called for the 12 to come to him. And then he said, "Anyone who wants to be first must be the very last. They must be everyone's servants." Jesus took a little child and he had that child stand among them. And then he took the child in his arms. He said, "Anyone who welcomes one of these little children in my name welcomes me. And anyone who welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me." What is he doing with that little child? There are probably many things in this story, but there are two that require us to think about what it is to be who we are and to tell us something about the nature of God. What is it with us that our default setting seems to be we want to be important? We want the whole world to revolve around us. As individuals, we do it all the time, and as church, we do it too. We talk about being significant, being influential, being important, shaping the world around us, and I wonder, in all this effort to be bigger and better and more influential, is it just code for they were arguing amongst themselves who was the most important person? What is it with us? What is it with this little child? It's not that long ago that we celebrated Christmas, when God comes to dwell among us as a little child. Tilly, she comes with no agenda but love, just to be with me, that I might know that I am loved. We want to be childlike, Jesus tells us to be, and we want to be Christlike. What's the similarity? That God, who is love, comes to us with no agenda, but to call us by name and let us know that we are loved and to be with us, to be present among us. And if we are to be Christlike, we are to be people who call others by name, with no agenda but love, and be prepared to be with them and let them know that they are indeed VIPs, just as we are in the eyes of God.